Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Louis Gisto Field. Pleased to bring you some Crawdads baseball here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. I can pitch to Pamilia. He takes this to the opposite field, and will it stay fair? It does. Curran will come around third to score. Back-to-back doubles for the Crawdads. First pitch to Hans is hit hard over to Werner. He's up with it, throws to first in time, and a great pick by Dabbs. 1-2 pitch, here it is. Fastball swung on and missed, and Brooks walks the tightrope, leaves two runners stranded, and it's still a 3-0 lead for the Crawdads. Pitch here is taken to left by Muniz, and that is gone. A 3-run homer for Diego Muniz, and was there any doubt about that ball? 0-2 pitch to Diego. Here it is, and Muniz hits this high into left field, and that is going to leave the park as well. The second home run for Diego Muniz. And a swing and a miss on a high fastball away. Montgomery goes down fishing, and that is strikeout number 8 for Garza. 1-2 pitch here from Garza. Swing and a miss. Garza has everything working this afternoon. Another strikeout. Hayden Schott going to look to put the ball in play here. Payoff pitch is lined straight up the middle, and here comes Curran Ozawa Burns. He rounds third. Selno waves him home. Ozawa Burns crosses home plate. Wow. Pitch. Dardar hits this high and deep to center field. Going back on it is David, and that has left the park. Bye-bye baseball. Dardar has a one-out solo homer here in the top of the second. Iverson likes the sign he's getting now from battery mate Mark Gallard. Swing and a miss, and no wonder he liked it so much. He knew it was going to be a strikeout pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. The second strikeout of the night for Ulla Iverson. Werner cracks one deep to center, and that ball is gone. And Trevor Werner unloaded on the baseball. This is hit hard by Brandell into left field. Going back is Boast, and Boast watches it leave the park. Bye-bye baseball. The Crawdads are on the board. A 2-run homer by Jake Brandell. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to McBean Park in Lincoln, California. I'm Alon Desai, pleased to bring you some Walnut Creek Crawdads baseball today. Crawdads will be squaring off with the Potters. First pitch is set for 6:05. We'll see if this one starts on time. It's going to be a hot evening tonight, 90 degrees right now on the dial. On the mound tonight for the Crawdads will be Foster Gifford, and he'll be going against Shane Gustafson. Crawdads are on a 4-game losing streak. On the other side, the Potters, it's a total opposite. They've won 7 out of their last 8. So the Crawdads have not gotten a victory since beating the Prune Packers over a calendar week ago. They'll be looking to change things here tonight. All-Star break has been good to the Crawdads. They've been able to get healthy. One of the guys who has been able to get his body right is Hayden Schott, who will be DHing tonight. He had a little bit of an ankle issue. Has been sidelined for about the past 10 days, so we'll see how he fares in the batter's box. I'll have the lineups for you in just a moment, and looks like the national anthem is about to commence. And actually, the anthem is not right here, so we'll give you the lineups. For the Crawdads, it's going to be Jordan Thompson in left field. He'll be leading off. Sam Hunt in center, batting second. Jake Brandell in right field, batting third. Chase Dabbs, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Anthony Pamilia, the shortstop, batting fifth. Hayden Schott batting sixth. He's the designated hitter. Mark Alart is behind the plate. He'll be batting seventh. Seth Dardar at third base instead of his usual. Trevor Werner is not here tonight, and he'll be batting eighth. Sammy Esparza will be over at second, so that's interesting. Esparza is usually over at short. Now, sometimes we have Esparza at short, Dardar over at second. For the home team, Lincoln Potters, it'll be Trevor Haskins, the shortstop, leading off. Jeffrey David, the center fielder, batting second. Forrester Garrett at first base, playing in the 3 spot. Chase Stanky will be batting cleanup. He's a designated hitter. Jason Brando, the right fielder, batting fifth. Mason Holt in left field. Trey Furry, the third baseman, batting seventh. Carson Blatnick, the backstop for the Potters, batting eighth. And Drew Stahl batting ninth and playing second base. Once again, Shane Gustafson on the mound for the Potters. Foster Gifford comes into this game with 2 wins and a loss. ERA just a bit over 7 at 7.31. This will be his 7th game of the summer, and it'll be his 3rd start. He's pitched 16 innings, struck out 22, and given up 6 walks. So we'll see what Foster, who will be a senior over at Wichita, has for manager Brant Cummings, and hopefully the break has been good for him, able to get his mind refocused. Foster's last outing was on July 8th against the Prune Packers. That was a 13-5 loss. Gifford was only able to go 3 1/3 innings pitched and gave up 9 earned runs. So it was a very rough outing for Foster, but he will be hoping that the fortunes are a little different tonight. Shane Gustafson, UNR, that's Nevada Reno, and he's from Rockland, California, 6'5" righty. This will be his 5th appearance of the summer and his 3rd start. He's
our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rock gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Play ball, Crawdads!
Thank you, coaches, and happy birthday, happy birthday.
all right, welcome back to McBean Park. The anthem is in the books. Game is about to get started, not at full capacity here in Lincoln, California. McBean Park does seat about 2,500. It is the home of William Jessup. This is where they play their college ball, Division III, I believe. And once again on the mound for the Potters is Shane Gustafson, his battery mate. Will be Carson Blatnick, the defensive alignment for the Potters, who are at home tonight. Garrett over at first, Drew Stahl at second, Trey Furry at third, Haskins at shortstop, and then in the outfield from left to right is Mason Holt, then David Jeffrey, and Jason Brando. First 3 hitters of the evening for the Crawdads will be Jordan Thompson, Sam Hunt, and then Jake Brandell. So 2 speedsters in the first 2 spots, and then Brandell, who can do a little bit of everything. Has some wheels if he gets on the bags, but he also has a very good bat. Excited to see Dardar here tonight after he actually had a concussion from a collision he had with Cornozawa Burns in the outfield. That was over in Healdsburg. So hopefully Dardar is feeling good tonight, and he is able to replicate some of the success he has had here at McBean Park. He actually had a homer here back on June 25th. That was a 7-6 loss for the Crawdads. Crawdads come in 11.5 back of first place Healdsburg. They have played Healdsburg very tough, but the Prune Packers just have a lot of weaponry in their arsenal. They seem to just be mowing through the entire Northern Division. Lincoln in second place, sole possession of second place. There was a few weeks there where they were neck and neck with Solano, but they are 7.5 games back. Solano at 11 games back. So the Crawdads have a chance to drop Lincoln by a game and pick up a game themselves tonight. And first pitch from Gustafson is on the way here. Slight breeze blowing out to left field. First pitch from Gustafson is a strike. First pitch at 6:07 p.m. And the weather, actually a pleasant 90 degrees. Last time we were here, it was above 100. So I'm sure the Crawdads happy about that. 0-1 pitch to Thompson. Here it is. This misses outside. And Thompson even at 1-1. Thompson playing in left field tonight. He's batting .253 coming into this game. This is his 26th game of the summer and his 92nd at bat. Does have 12 stolen bases and 4 doubles to his credit. 1-1 pitch to Thompson. This misses, and Thompson ahead, 2-1. Crawdads know how important this game is tonight. They know that not lose too many more to Lincoln or Solano if they have any hopes of making the playoffs. This pitch fouled away down the left field line, and the count will be even 2-2. Gustafson has a chance to register his first strikeout of the evening. The right-handed pitcher sets and fires. Thompson swings, makes enough contact to stay alive. This ball actually flies back into the protective netting here at McBean Park. Netting rings pretty much around the entire backstop until you get to the dugout areas where the netting turns into fencing. But the count's still 2-2. On deck is Sam Hunt. 2-2 pitch to Thompson, and Thompson goes down looking. Thompson did not like that call. In fact, takes a pause, looks over at the ump, has a few words with them, and now walks back to the Crawdad dugout. Pitch was, to be generous, on the very outside black to the righty Thompson, and here will come Sam Hunt. Good to see Hunt back. He was nicked up for a little while, had injury on the arm, and Hunt steps in. Lefty against righty, so an advantage for Hunt here. Hunt swings at the first pitch he sees, hits this back up the middle, and that's a one-out single for Sam Hunt. Oh, Hunt, who is batting above 300, has his 22nd hit of the summer, and he's over on first base. Got to watch out for Hunt. He does have 7 stolen bases this summer, so some things to think about early here for Shane Gustafson. That brings on Brandell. Brandell has had some success, some ups and downs this summer since joining the Crawdads late in June. First pitch to Brandell, he takes. That's a strike. Good pitch there from Gustafson. And Gustafson looks comfortable out of the stretch. Brandell batting .259. This will be his 16th game tonight. And it's official now as he's taken a pitch. He does have his 56th at-bat registered. Does have a couple of home runs. Swings at this ball and pounds out into the ground, but foul. The last time we were here, saw a lot of choppers bounce very high, and the reason for that, if you're not familiar with McBean Park, McBean Stadium here in Lincoln, California, its infield is all turf. Even the base paths, it is all artificial turf. So you got artificial turf in the infield, real grass in the outfield. 0-2 pitch to Brandell. Brandell checks. That's a ball. And Blatnick held it there for a moment as if to entice the home plate umpire to make a strike call there, but no way, Jose. So it's 1-2 to Brandell. Brandell does have 2 home runs with 8 RBIs, and he has not struck out a whole bunch. Only struck out 7 times to 10 walks. But he's at risk here. Gustafson, a pickoff move over to first, not in time. Forrester Garrett's over at first base. Last time we were here in Lincoln, it was actually Halfley who was at first. Saw a few balls get away from him, including a throw across the diamond that was spiked and then bounced way over his head. And the 1-2 again to Brandell. That's on the outside corner, and Brandell goes looking. So that spot is in play tonight. The Crawdad hitters do not like it. And there is some jaw-jacking between the Crawdads and the home plate umpire. And if that trend continues, I would expect Blue to throw someone out. But that's 2 strikeouts now for Gustafson. And here comes Chase Dabbs. Dabbs playing at first base tonight for the Crawdads. He's probably the most natural first baseman that Walnut Creek has. He's batting over 300, right at 315 even on the summer. His 14th game that he is batting in, playing in the field instead of pitching. Another pickoff move over to first. Nothing doing. Still waiting for the first pitch to Dabbs. And Dabbs does have some power in his bat. This park plays small, so let's see what the lefty can do. First pitch to Dabbs is a strike. Good pitch there from Gustafson. He is pounding the strike zone so far, really filling it up. That's why he already has 2 strikeouts. 0-1 to Dabbs. Dabbs hits this the other way, heading towards the left field alley, and it is not caught. And a run will score. Sam Hunt comes around, and that's a triple for Chase Dabbs. Kind of lost it there in the white outfield billboard, and it's 1-0 Crawdads. So a good piece of opposite field hitting for Chase Dabbs. And Sam Hunt able to make it home from first. That's a good start for Walnut Creek. Here is Anthony Pamilia, who's been one of the best hitters this summer for Brant Cummings. Pamilia batting .370. This will be his 18th game. First pitch to Pamilia. That's a good fastball. Outside to the right-handed Pamilia for strike 1. The Crawdads know that they have to fill up scorebook early here. 0-1 pitch to Anthony, and that misses. Count is even, 1-1. Peel down over to first base. Pamilia never really got the bat going, and he'll readjust the gloves and get ready to do battle again. Seeing some different faces play tonight as Muniz, Warner, Ozawa Burns all not playing. Ula Iverson not here either. Big swing and a miss there from Pamilia. Count 1-2. But those guys not playing for the Crawdads as the showcase, the CCL All-Star Showcase was yesterday. South won 6-2. 1-2 pitch here to Pamilia. It's way outside. Good job getting after it by Blatnick. Well, one thing about wild pitches here, if it bounces on the turf, it hits the backstop, at least the catcher does not have very far to go. Don't want it to hit that netting, though. 2-2 pitch to Pamilia. Pamilia swings and cannot catch up to it. And he is down on strikes. But the Crawdads able to get one off the bat of Chase Dabbs. And Sam Hunt came around to score. They do leave Dabbs on third. But they have a 1-0 lead heading into the bottom of the first inning here in Lincoln, California. Once again, you are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Welcome back to McBean Stadium here in Lincoln, California. Crawdads have a 1-0 lead over the home team Potters. Potters getting ready to take their first trips up to the dish. For the Potters, it'll be Trevor Haskins, then Jeffrey David, and Forrester. That's 1, 2, and 3. For the Potters, Foster Gifford on the mound for the Crawdads. Crawdads in the bright red tops with the gray pants. And this pitch is fouled away. Foster ahead on the first man he's seen tonight. Count 0-1 to the Potters shortstop, Trevor Haskins. On the other side, the Potters, white with pinstripes and orange socks. 0-1 pitch here to Haskins. Pitch is fouled back once again. Gifford going right after him. Gifford's last start was not the start he wanted to have. Gave up 9 runs in 3 1/3 innings pitched. But he's ahead 0-2 to Haskins, who's batting .298. 0-2 pitch. Haskins hits this up the middle. Pretty much the same spot that Hunt hit his ball to. And Haskins has a leadoff single for the Potters. That'll bring on the center fielder, Jeffrey David, who's very dangerous, has a home run and 18 RBIs. Is prone to the strikeout pitch, though. 17 strikeouts to only 6 walks. On deck, Forrester Garrett, and then the rest of the order, Chase Stanky at the 4 spot, playing designated hitter. Brando, the right fielder, batting 5th. Mason Holt batting 6th. Trey Furry, the third baseman, batting 7th. Carson Blatnick, the catcher, batting 8th. And Drew Stahl, the second baseman, batting 9th. Foster took a look over to first, and he is ready out of the stretch. A fastball misses low and away. Count 1-0 to Jeffrey David. Foster has his sign from Gallart and fires. This pitch is high, but into right field. Brandell looking at it, has it for out number 1. A lazy fly ball over towards Brandell. And that'll bring on Forrester Garrett, who's playing first base tonight for the Potters. Forrester hitting above 400. The runner goes, and the throw from Gallart. Is it in time? It will not be, as a clean steal there for Trevor Haskins. The throw was on line for Gallart, but about half a second late. And already a runner in scoring position for the Potters, who trail 1-0 here. Still early in this game. 1-0 pitch on the way to the Potter first baseman. That's a fastball for a strike right down Broadway. And Forrester, with the count even and a runner at second, takes another pitch, a breaking ball in the inner half for strike number 2. Count 1-2. Foster having to work through some early stress here in enemy territory. And the count 1-2 to Forrester. This is fouled. And the count will stay 1-2. Gifford's next pitch will be pitch number 10. He's thrown 7 strikes and 2 balls. And Gifford will set, look back to second, and deliver. This pitch misses away. Count is even at 2-2 with 1 out. And Haskins standing just off of second, the defensive schematic for the Crawdads. Gallart behind the dish. Dabs over at first. Esparza playing second. Dardar playing third. Pamilia at shortstop. Then Jordan Thompson, Hunt, and Brandell in the outfield left to right. 2-2 pitch from Foster. That's a curveball that is hit hard, and that will fall in front of Hunt, and that will be a run for the Potters as Hunt throws home instead of to the cutoff man, and it'll be a double instead of an RBI single for Garrett Forrester. So in that situation, Hunt, who has a good arm and very athletic center fielder, maybe should have thrown to Pamilia instead of trying to throw out the runner Haskins at home. Throw bounced on Hunt, and it allowed Garrett Forrester to make it over to second. Pitch here gets away from Gallart. It's a ball at any rate to Chase Stanky, who is a designated hitter tonight for the Potters. Stanky has some juice in the bat. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 4 doubles. And he's batting just under 500 at 483. Stanky hits this high, popped up over on the left side. Dardar looking at it, but that will land well foul past the Crawdads dugout. And the count 1-1 with the game tied 1-1 here in the bottom of the first with still only 1 out. Gifford was able to take care of Jeffrey David and then run into trouble with Forrester. And a good pitch there to the lefty Stanky. The count 1-2. Stanky's been on fire, 12 hits in his last 4 games. Stanky still getting his feet wet in the CCL. Arrived to Lincoln about 2.5 weeks ago. Count 1-2, and here's the pitch from Gifford. This is hit on the ground. Gifford has it, takes a look over to third, and just decides to throw it to first for out number 2. It was interesting. It looked for a moment as if Foster was going to throw over to Dardar. Dardar wasn't quite in position to cover the bag, so Gifford made the wise move and just made an underhand flip to his first baseman, Dabs. And after taking care of the dangerous DH, here is Jason Brando, who's in right field tonight for Lincoln. And this lineup sheet for the Potters, it is vicious. These guys are all hitting for power. They have good averages as well. Well over half of them above 300, and the ones who are in the 300 area are in the mid to high 300s. First pitch to Brando was a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Jason. 1-0 pitch. That's a good curveball. And the count even at 1-1. That's going to be key for Foster tonight to be able to locate the curveball both inside and outside and throw it for strikes. Does not want to hang it. However, he does want it landing right around the knees where the socks and the pants merge into each other. There's another good pitch, a check swing by Brando. It didn't matter. That was in the zone. And the count 1-2. This is Brando's 23rd game. He has 7 extra base hits, 4 doubles and 3 triples, batting at 321. 1-2 pitch from Foster. This is beaten to the ground, a very high bounce. It gets by Pamilia. That'll be an RBI single for Jason Brando. That is what I'm talking about here. It didn't matter there as either Pamilia or Esparza could close the gap between the two of them, shortstop and second baseman respectively, but that ball hit into the ground, and it takes about a 20-foot hop into the air. And sometimes if you are in position, you have to wait for it to come down to you. But after the Crawdads had a 1-0 lead after the top of the first, it is now 2-1 for the Potters. This ball hit over to Pamilia by Holt, and Pamilia throws Holt out at first just in time for the third out. The fans don't like it, but that's the way it was called, and we hear a scream of "Call New York." Unfortunately, that's not where the CCL headquarters are. I believe they're down in Irvine. But at any rate, there is no replay in the CCL, and after the first inning, the Lincoln Potters lead by 1. It is 2-1, second inning, coming right up. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Back to Lincoln, California. Hayden shot leading off the top of the second. Crawdads down by a run. It is 2-1 Lincoln. First pitch to the lefty Hayden is a strike. Shot, who was battling an ankle injury past 8 days. He's getting his chance tonight, playing DH, usually out in the outfield. 1-1 after that pitch, misses low and away. It's good to see Hayden back. Hayden hitting just above 300 at 305. 1-1 pitch. That does not catch the outer half of the plate. We count 2-1. So we've seen some close calls on the right half of the plate to right-handed batters. And it has not been the same to the lefties. 2-1 pitch to Shot. Here it is from Gustafson. Shot got caught in between there, whether he wanted to swing or hold up. It was a good breaking ball there from Gustafson, and the count even at 2-2. Shot has not left the yard yet this season. 2-2 pitch. Shot swings on a pitch that was well outside, and he is down after punching out. After Shot, it is Gallart, and then Seth Dardar, who's batting 8th. Here is Mark Gallart. That is already 4 strikeouts for Shane Gustafson. 2 looking, 2 swinging. First pitch to Gallart. It's called a strike. Gallart getting the nod behind the plate. This evening, we've seen Muniz catch. We've seen Zach DeHaro, Zach Griffin, and Gallart. 0-1 pitch, same exact spot, same exact result. It is 0-2. Gallart does not like it. That is about the 3rd or 4th Crawdad batter we've seen big back at the umpire. You got to be careful. Do not want to get ejected. 0-2 pitch, Gallart takes. And that was just a shade inside, maybe a tad low. And the count 1-2. Gallart 8 for 32 this summer. 1-2 pitch to Gallart. He goes down looking. And a 5th strikeout for Gustafson. Gustafson has a chance to strike out the side here. It's going to be tough against Seth Dardar. Dardar has struck out 15 times, but he's also walked 16 times, and he's batting above 300. He's also hit a home run to the opposite field here at McBean Park. That was on June 25th. That was when the lights were turned on. Dardar swings late on this fastball. It's fouled away. Dardar looking for his third home run of the summer entering this contest. Playing over at third base tonight instead of Trevor Werner. It's good to see Dardar has the versatility. The kid out of Columbia. 0-1 pitch. Dardar takes. It's on the outside corner. That's good for a strike. And the count 0-2. One of the things that manager Cummings has been harping on with his Crawdads team is they got to keep the strikeouts down. I mean, they've had games where they've struck out over 15 times. 0-2 pitch to Dardar. That is an undisputed ball. Indisputable, rather. But count 1-2 to Seth. However, 14 strikeouts against the Prune Packers about a week ago. That was a game that was 3-3 for the longest time in the bottom of the eighth. It got away from the Crawdads. 1-2 pitch to Seth. Just bounces away from Blatnick, and the count 2-2. A couple of Columbia Lions on this Crawdads squad. It's Seth Dardar. He's originally from the New Orleans area. He's now in Columbia. And Hayden Schott is from Southern California, also at Columbia. Dardar has not taken a full semester on campus yet. 2-2 pitch to Seth. He fights to stay alive with a foul ball here. The count still stays 2-2. Gustafson has filled up the strike zone here through an inning and 2/3. 22 strikes, 10 balls. Time is called here. Dardar steps out. Recollect himself, step back in with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. The top of the second. 2's all over the place. And the Potters leading 2-1. Gustafson has a sign and fires. This misses. And the count is full. First full count of the evening to a Crawdad hitter. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Crawdad third baseman with Sammy Esparza, the 9-hitter, on deck. Three-two pitch to Dardar. He hits this high into left field, but it looks like left fielder will run out of room, and he does. Mason Holt got over there in a hurry, but was not to be, and the count stays full, 3-2. You can see even on a hit ball that is not squared up by Dardar, he's able to propel the baseball quite a ways. And he's very good to the opposite field. If it can be a little earlier, get the hands a little more inside on some of these pitches, he'll be able to hit it over the wall in the alley. And the payoff pitch, once again from Gustafson. This will be pitch number 35. Shane throws, and Dardar looks at it for strike number 3. So Gustafson punches out the side, gets 2 looking, and struck out Hayden Schott to start things off. Schott went down swinging, so the last 4 batters for the Crawdads have all struck out. And Gustafson looks like he is in complete control. Crawdads down by a run. It is 2-1 Potters. Bottom of the second inning, right around the corner. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Louis Gisto Field. Pleased to bring you some Crawdads Baseball here on the Walnut Streaming Network. Pitch to Pamelia. He takes this to the opposite field, and will it stay fair? It does. Curran will come around third to score. Back-to-back doubles for the Crawdads. First pitch to Turner. He's up with it. Throws to first in time, and a great pick by Dabbs. 1-2 pitch, here it is. Fastball swung on and missed, and Brooks walks the tightrope, leaves two runners stranded, and it's still a 3-0 lead for the Crawdads. Pitch here is taken to left by Muniz, and that is gone. A 3-run homer for Diego Muniz, and was there any doubt about that ball? 0-2 pitch to Diego. Here it is, and Muniz hits this high into left field, and that is going to leave the park as well. Diego Muniz, and a swing and a miss on a high fastball away. Montgomery goes down fishing, and that is strikeout number 8 for Garza. 1-2 pitch here from Garza. Swing and a miss. Garza has everything working this afternoon. It's this high and deep to center field. Going back on it is David, and that has left the park. Bye-bye baseball. Dardar has a 1-out solo homer here in the top of the second. Iverson likes the sign he's getting. Welcome back to Crawdads Baseball. Bottom of the second inning. Crawdads trailing Lincoln by a run. It is 2-1 here early in Lincoln, California. Potters sending up Trey Furry, then Carson Blatnick and Drew Stahl, 7, 8, 9 for Lincoln. The right-hander Furry's in the box, takes first pitch curveball for a ball from Gifford. The count 1-0 to Furry. Second pitch misses as well, so a curveball and a fastball. Count 2 balls and no strikes to Trey Furry. Gifford working quickly. This fastball that Furry tried to get a hold of, not able to barrel up. It's fouled into the netting. First strike on the board here in the bottom of the second for Foster Gifford. Foster probably wanted to keep that ball. Unfortunately, the umpire gave him a new one. Pitchers like those balls that have been cued off. Nicked up. Furry at third base for the Potters tonight. 16 RBIs. Fouls another off. And the count 2-2 to Trey Furry. Furry batting .245. One of the few hitters batting below 300 for the Potters. The 7, 8, 9 hitters all batting below 300. And Furry gets a hold of this. It's on the ground by Pamelia. And that'll be a leadoff single in the bottom of the second. Back-to-back innings are started off with singles by the Potters. That's a good sign for Lincoln and their manager Ryan Stevens. But a rather ominous one for manager Brant Cummings and his coaching staff on the opposite side of the diamond. So here's Carson Blatnick. Blatnick, a lefty. First pitch to Blatnick. Misses low. Count 1-0. Gifford has just thrown pitch number 26. Done a good job of throwing strikes here. 18 strikes, 8 balls. That's another ball, though. And the count 2-0 to the number 8 hitter, Blatnick. Blatnick, another one of the rare Potters to be batting below 300. He's at 222. 2-0 pitch to Carson. Hits this high, but foul. Dardar looking at it. Dardar trying to track it down, and that ball lands out of play. Bullpens are open here at McBean Park. So if you're trying to track down a foul ball, third baseman or first baseman, you're going to navigate some bumpy territory out there. 2-1 pitch to Blatnick, and a pickoff move over to first, not in time. A good strong throw by Gifford. On deck is Drew Stahl. With a runner on and nobody out, 2-1 pitch to Blatnick, and another move over to first. That time it looked like Furry kind of took a little hop, thought about running, maybe trying to induce a bad throw out of Gifford, was able to get back at first in time. Count stays 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This is hit high to the opposite field. Looking at it is happy to get some time in this summer and go back to Kansas. Count 0-1, another check over to first. And Furry really has not shown that he is dead set on running, but Gifford is worried about it. There's a lot of hopping back and forth over there off the bag. 0-1 pitch is hit on the ground. Dardar has it, throws to second base for one. Esparza turns over to first. In time, it's a double play. 5-4-3, so a good job of pitching a clean inning by Foster Gifford in the bottom of the second. And after two, it is still 2-1 Potters, but a good comeback inning for Gifford. We'll be right back with more Crawdad baseball when we return on the Crawdad streaming network. Top of the third, about to get underway. It's going to be Sammy Esparza, then lineup card will turn over. Jordan Thompson and Sam Hunt, so 9-1 and 2. Still on the mound for the Potters is Shane Gustafson. He's been good through 2 innings, has given up 1 run, but the second inning struck out the side. First pitch to Esparza, misses. Count 1-0. Gustafson has actually struck out the last 4 Crawdads he's faced. Struck out 6 overall. And that's a good pitch. Tying on the outside corner to the righty Esparza, and the count even 1-1. Looks like the seats are starting to fill up a bit more here at McBean Park. Capacity of about 2,500. 1-1 pitch to Esparza. He takes all the way there, and that was a strike. Get off speed pitch there from Gustafson. And the Crawdads, I think, are trying to be patient, but Gustafson is filling up the strike zone on him. 1-2 pitch. This misses way outside from Shane, and the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gustafson kind of has the arm slot over near his waist. Not quite sidearm delivery, just a bit above. But in a way similar to how Ty Atkins delivers the baseball. 2-2 pitch. And that is fouled back into the netting. Count stays 2-2 to Esparza, who is leading off the top of the third in a game which the Crawdads are down by a run. It is 2-1 Potters. Crawdads in dead last entering tonight. Lincoln in sole possession of second. Crawdads trying to make up some ground. They're 4 games back of Lincoln, and Esparza hits this on the ground, but he'll be thrown out after a nice play by Drew Stahl. That was a ball that was hit on the ground but did not bounce high. And after a little bit of a battle between Esparza and Gustafson, Gustafson's able to get him out. And here is Jordan Thompson, who's 0 for 1 after going down looking in the first. And on deck is Sam Hunt. So it's righty, righty, and then Hunt, the lefty, on deck. First pitch here to Thompson. Thompson takes for ball 1. For a sec, that looked like it was not going to break back into the inner half of the plate. Maybe buzz Thompson around the legs. Luckily for him, it did not. And there's a ball and no strikes on the board. 1-0 pitch to Thompson. Thompson taps this over to Gustafson on the mound. Gustafson just turns and fires the first. Well in time. They're 2 away in the top of the third. Well, other than Sam Hunt and Chase Dabbs, the rest of the Crawdads, I mean, it has not been pretty. They've struck out 6 times, and they've grounded out twice. Here is Hunt, who hit a ball back up the box and hits this on the ground. Over to Stahl. Stahl has it, throws to first. And the Crawdads are taking care of 1, 2, 3. Walnut Creek is going to need to come up with some better offense than that if they want to tie this game up and walk out of Lincoln with a victory. Bottom of the third in just a few moments, as it's still 2-1 Lincoln. Bottom of the third inning. Top of the order up for Lincoln. Haskins takes the first pitch and an appeal over to first. No swing there. Count 1-0. The pitch was low anyway. Good plate discipline by Haskins, who is 1 for 1 with a single. He came around to score. Second pitch to Trevor. That's good for strike number 1. On deck is Jeffrey David. And in the hole is Garrett Forrester. Pitch is fouled away. Count is 1-2. Gifford has settled in rather nicely, at least in the second inning. Was able to induce an inning-ending double play. 1-2 pitch, that bounces up to Gallart. Count even at 2-2. Gifford has just thrown his 35th pitch. Here's pitch 36. This is hit on the ground to Esparza, who slides to make the block and then is able to recover, throw it over to first in time to get the first out. So good effort there by Esparza. That could not have felt good to slide on the artificial turf. Check if he has a little bit of a rug burn there on the knees, but really, yeah, and he's adjusting the socks right now. Boy, that is no fun. They fill these fields in with bits of what looks like chewed up tires. He was able to make a good block. And that is one down here in the bottom of the third. First pitch to David, misses low for ball 1. Good job dealing with Haskins. Gifford will have to buckle down. Tries like against David, who bounces this over to Pamilia. Pamilia off one hop, throws over to first, and a beautiful throw by Anthony. And there are 2 outs in the bottom, so 2 ground balls off the bats of the Potters here in the bottom of the 3rd. They do lead 2-1, but if the pitching goes this way for the foreseeable future this evening, for Foster and whoever comes in after him, a great sign for the Crawdads. Pitch here from Gifford is a curveball for strike 1 against Garrett Forrester. 0-1 pitch to the righty Forrester. Here it is. Forrester takes a big swing here, hits this about a mile high. Who's going to get to it? Is going to be Brandell, and Brandell goes into a slide, and he does hold on to the ball for the catch in foul territory. Good job catching it over by the Potter bullpen. Luckily, no one in the bullpen to dodge. And the first perfect inning by Foster Gifford. No hits given up. And takes care of the Potters. 1, 2, 3. Top of the 4th. Boy, this game is going by quick. But the top of the 4th is coming right up here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Crawdads trail by 1, 2-1 Potters. Top of the 4th inning, we're back here in Lincoln, California. Potters lead 2-1. And Jake Brandell leading off the top of the 4th. Big swing and a miss there from Brandell. It's Brandell, then Chase Dabbs, who has the lone RBI for the Crawdads. And then Anthony Pamilia. Brandell down 0-1. Now looking to make some contact off of Gustafson, who has had the strikeout stuff tonight. This pitch just misses. Seen that call to strike earlier. Maybe that was just not the exact spot that Gustafson has been pounding to these right-handed hitters. And a 1-1 pitch to Brandell. Brandell rips this into left. That'll get down. Brandell will round first and decide against going for 2 after a good throw back in by Mason Holt. Brandell thought about it, but he has a leadoff single to start the top of the 4th. Good piece of hitting there by Brandell. He's now 1 for 2 after striking out in the first. Now has a single. And here's Chase Dabbs, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI triple. Dabbs, lefty against the righty Gustafson with Brandell over on first. First pitch to Dabbs is on the inner half for strike 1. I don't think that's the spot that Blatnick wanted Gustafson to go to, as he had to slide over to his right side, did Carson Blatnick, to get the ball. I think they wanted to go outside to Dabbs. It was a strike nonetheless. Count 0-1. 1 strike pitch. Instead, it's a pickoff move over to first. Brandell easily safe. Gustafson has been very impressive thus far. 48 pitches. Another move over to first. A little worried about Brandell over on first base. Brandell has not been banded on the bags, but he does have some legs. 0-1 pitch to Dabbs. This is looking for that outside corner around the knees. Missed a little bit low. The count even at 1-1. This pitch is in there. Strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out with Brandell having a lead off of first. Forrester holding Brandell on. Everybody else regular depth. 1-2 pitch to Dabbs, who chops this high but foul over down the first base line. Oh, I'm checking the stats here, and Brandell does have 3 stolen bases. He's been caught once, so not a huge steal threat, as I was saying before. Gustafson doing a good job keeping tabs on him. 1-2 pitch to Chase. Chase takes inside, and the count 2-2. Good discipline by Dabbs. Dabbs comes in with 14 strikeouts and 6 walks. And the 2-2 pitch to Chase, who is able to fight it off. Can't take any chances on that. That could have been strike number 3 if Chase let it go by. We've seen the outside corner be live tonight. It is in action here in Lincoln. And the count stays 2-2 with the Crawdads down by a run, but the tying run at first with nobody out. Another move over to first. Brandell has to slide back in. I guess the one advantage here if you're sliding back into the bag on a pickoff move is you're not going to get the jersey dirty. It makes it easy for everybody to do their own laundry, as there's artificial turf on the infield. 2-2 pitch to Chase. Chase hits this on the ground. This is tailor-made for a double play. A flip over to second, and the throw offline over at first. And that'll be an error on the shortstop, Trevor Haskins, as that throw was offline. Pulled Forrester off the bag, so that's rough. There could have been 2 outs. Instead, it's just 1. And Dabbs replaces Brandell over at first. So Dabbs reaches on the error, and here is Familia. Familia hits this very high. Haskins has a chance to make up for an error with an easy pop fly and catches it for out number 2. So Familia is taken care of on 1 pitch. He is now 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a 1-pitch pop out. And here comes Hayden's shot. On deck, if Shot is able to keep things going here in the top of the 4th, is Mark Allard. First pitch to Hayden is good for strike 1. Zone has been favorable to both pitchers tonight, both Foster Gifford and Gustafson. 0-1 pitch, and this is hit on the ground, and Stahl able to get to it, makes a throw to first, and the Crawdads will strand Chase Dabbs over at first, and they're not able to tie it up. They do have the hit, and then Dabbs was able to make it on an E6, which basically was a fielder's choice, but the one hit and the runner stranded over at first, and it's still 2-1 Potters. Crawdads going to have to figure things out. They're doing the defensive part pretty well right now. Foster Gifford looks good on the mound, but they're going to need to come up with some answers in the batter's box, especially if it's going to be Shane Gustafson deep into this game, who already has 6 strikeouts. We'll be right back with more Walnut Creek Crawdads baseball on the Crawdads streaming network. Crawdads trail 2-1. It looks like there was a bit of a Ayurkadar contest down on the field. That looks like fun. Fortunately, I'm not fast enough to make it down there and then back up here to call the rest of the game. I'd obviously win it. But bottom of the fourth inning, it's 2-1 Potters. Gifford still on the mound, and it is Chase Stanky in the batter's box. Stanky, Brando, and Holt count 1-0 to the Potter designated hitter. 1-0 pitch from Gifford. So swung on and missed. Get a good pop of the glove there on the fastball. I like when Gifford throws that fastball around the knees. I mean, it's got some good sinking action to it. It's just about keeping it there, making sure it doesn't rise on him. But already this has been a very good outing for Foster. 1-1 pitch. There's a good breaking ball. Induces a swing. The count 1-2. So, night and day between this outing and the past appearance for Foster against Healdsburg, where he gave up 9 runs in 3 1/3. He's only given up 1 here through 3. 1-2 pitch. That misses low and outside. The count even 2-2. Gifford, who has given up the 2 runs so far, has done it a little bit differently than his counterpart for the Potters, Shane Gustafson. Gustafson with the high strikeout number. Gifford still looking for strikeout number 1. 2-2 pitch is grounded over to Dabbs at first. Dabbs fields it and just tags the base himself for out number 1. That's the one thing we've seen a lot of. It's been a good ground ball pitching by Foster Gifford. And that was easy for Dabbs just to take care of by himself. Out of the last 4 batters that Gifford has faced, 3 of the outs have been of the ground ball variety. And if you want to go for the last 5, have been ground balls, including an inning-ending double play. Here is Jason Brando. Brando hits this over to Dardar. Dardar makes a throw across the diamond, and it's too high for Chase Dabbs. And that's out of play. Let's see. Will they give second base to Brando? He ran through the base. Ball was thrown past the Potter dugout. And I think, yeah, so since he ran through the bag and was not turning it first, he will just have first base. Now the Crawdads avert danger there on an errant throw by Seth Dardar. Still 1 away. Brandel over at first. After the error by Seth. Here's Mason Holt. Righty Holt takes the first pitch he sees. It's a good fastball. Belt high, but on the outer half for strike 1. Holt over at ULM. Change of scenery here, being here for the summer. Wind gusting a little bit now. Switch from left to right. The runner goes. Here's the throw from Gallart, and it bounces. Not in time, and it gets away from Esparza. Or Pamela, yes, Esparza, who tries to flip over to third. Not in time. So the bad throw from Gallart, and then bounced up to Esparza. Esparza should have had it, though. Covering the bag, it bounces away from him. And he tries to make the miraculous play of throwing over to third base. That's not in time. Oh, here is where things are getting a little dicey for the Crawdads. Do not want to see the errors pile up. That's 2 errors already in the inning. And a runner at third. Pitch is hit hard into center. Hunt looking at it. Hunt has it, and the throw coming home will not be in time as the Potters scored their 3rd run of the night. It is now 3-1. The errors this half inning is absolutely debilitating for Walnut Creek. If the bats are not going to come alive, you cannot commit errors like that. Shoot yourself in the foot and give up free runs. You're making life hard for Foster Gifford on the mound and whoever comes in after him. Esparza knows that. He's pretty frustrated with himself over at second. First pitch fouled away here by Trey Furry. A good productive out by Mason Holt getting the ball deep enough. And the 0-1 to Furry, just misses the inside black. Count even at 1-1. Furry's 1 for 1 tonight, does have a single back in the second. 1-1 to Furry, who rips this into left and going back on it. And no reason to go back on it because that has left the yard. JT looked at it, but Furry knew it was gone. I think all the fans did, and by about the time the ball came back into view from the overhang, could clearly see that was going to leave the ballpark. And this inning is getting away from Walnut Creek. It is now 4-1. Well, luckily, just a solo shot off the bat of Trey Furry, but he is now 2 for 2. And the Crawdads down by 3. I believe that was Furry's first home run of the summer. Indeed it was. Good pitch here from Gifford to come back at Carson Blatnick. But the errors, the error by Dardar, the error by Esparza, the 2 errors in the inning. And then this pitch is lined in the left center. That's down. And that will be a double for Blatnick. As the throw back in from Hunt, not in time, and had to be cut off by Pamelia. So the RBI sacrifice, then the home run, and now a 1-out double by Carson Blatnick. Not good when the catcher is able to leg out a double. And here's the number 9 hitter, Drew Stahl, who grounded into a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play his last time up. And here comes Zach Wallace to have a chat on the mound with his man Foster Gifford. There is double-barreled action going on in the Crawdads bullpen, it looks like. One guy definitely throwing, another getting, 2 guys getting up to throw. We'll see who ends up coming in as this inning. I feel bad for Foster. The errors have just been an Achilles heel in a lot of close games for Walnut Creek. They know how important these games are if they want to make it back here to McBean Park for the playoffs. But the errors, the unforced mistakes, that is what's keeping them from getting over the hump. Started the season off very well on the right foot, but the unforced errors are really becoming a problem here late in the summer. Crawdads on a 4-game losing streak. They know they have to play well against the Potters, who are 7-1 in their last 8. So runner on second. That's Blatnick. And Drew Stahl, the righty, in the box. With still 1 out. Crawdads down by 3. It's 4-1. Stahl hits this hard on the ground over to Pamelia. Pamelia throws to first. And there were actually 2 outs. Check that. Oh, yeah, the first out was actually Chase Stanky. I was paying attention to the scoreboard instead of my scorebook. And that was the 3rd out of the inning. But the Crawdads give up 3. The 2 errors in the innings, really backbreakers. And the Potters do leave 1 on base, but Trey Furry leaves the yard. He goes deep into left field. And the sacrifice RBI by Mason Holt. Carson Blatnick also had a double to his name, so the game is 4-1 after the 2 runs scored by Lincoln. So 2 runs in the first for Lincoln, 2 runs in the fourth. Crawdads still with the lone run back in the first. Off the bat of Chase Dabbs, that was an RBI triple. Crawdads do have their work cut out for them. So far through 4, 1 run off 3 hits and 2 errors for the Crawdads, 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for the Potters. We'll be right back with more Crawdads baseball when we return on the Crawdads streaming network. Top of the 5th inning. Mark Gallart to lead it off. It's like Shane Gustafson still on the mound. Indeed, it is Gustafson. First pitch from Shane misses. Count 1-0. So Crawdads down 4-1. Gave up 2 runs. Bottom of the 4th. There were the 2 errors. One on Esparza, one on Dardar. Swing and a miss there. Good. Fully a pitch from Gustafson against Gallart. Furry had a deep bomb into left. Gallart, who has a home run this summer, knows he just has to pull one over the left field fence. This pitch misses outside. Count 2-1 to the Crawdad backstop. After Gallart, it'll be Seth Dardar, and then in the hole is Sammy Esparza, the 2 men who committed the no-nos. The bottom of the 4th. This pitch catches the outside of the zone. Count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter here, Mark Gallart. Gustafson has been quite effective this evening, just giving up the 1 run. Does have a full load of strikeouts. This pitch is fouled away. Count will stay 2-2. Although he has not struck anybody out since it was Seth Dardar back in the 2nd. He's sitting on 6 strikeouts. He came out like a man possessed, just pounding the strike zone. He's thrown 43 strikes to only 19 balls. 2-2 pitch, and Gallart lets it go for ball number 3. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Gustafson going to be looking for strikeout number 7. Gallart going to look to either draw a walk or get a hit here. Crawdads have not been able to draw a walk yet this evening. 3-2 pitch. Gallart swings and misses on a beautiful pitch from Gustafson. And that's strikeout number 7 for Shane. As I mentioned, our last broadcast that we were able to have, Crawdads struck out 14 times against Healdsburg. That was number 7, so they're halfway there through just about half of the game tonight. And here is the lefty, Dardar. You want to make up for an error that ends up in a run, you got to get a big fly. And Dardar goes to the opposite field with this, and that ball is off the wall. Dardar will just have a single as a good throwback in by Mason Holt. Heck of a play there. It could have been trouble, so that is one of the things about the really short fences here, and they are rather high as well. I mean, if you're an outfielder, you're able to catch it off the carom from the wall. You can get it in rather quickly. And as I mentioned, Dardar still recovering after being shook up by Chrono's Burns in a collision a week ago in Healdsburg before the showcase break. His wheels are not entirely back. Here is Sammy Esparza with Dardar over on first. First pitch to Esparza with 1 away, misses. Count is 1-0. Crawdads need to have an inning where they're able to hang up a crooked number. That would definitely go a long way towards getting the ship back on track. 1-0 pitch to Esparza. He takes a huge hack at it. Almost fell over on the recovery from the swing, and the count is 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Esparza, who takes here. That's a strike. Esparza kind of shakes the knees a little bit, and he is down 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Dardar over on first. And Gustafson kind of shakes off the rubber there. Is back on, and back into the box is Esparza. Shane has his sign from Carson Blatnick. Looks like they're going to go to the outside, and this misses far outside. And Esparza is even at 2-2. Esparza all even here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Esparza. It gets away from Blatnick into the backstop, and Dardar will have second base, and the count is full to Esparza. Have not been that many full count situations to Crawdad hitters. I believe this is the third one of the evening. But Esparza has a runner in scoring position because of the pitch that gets away from Blatnick. Payoff pitch to Esparza, who hits this the other way, but well foul. Able to stay alive. He'll get another crack at it. Esparza just needs to think about one thing, putting the ball in play here. He's got an awful lot of space out towards right center. Outfielders are slightly shaded to the left. Center fielder in particular, David Jeffrey. Payoff pitch, and this is Jeffrey, who has it for the second out. Dardar thought about tagging up, and this ball does get away from Trey Furry over at third, but not nearly far away enough for Dardar to get to third safely. A fly out there for Sammy Esparza, and top of the lineup will be here. Jordan Thompson will get ready to get going against Gustafson, who he's 0 for 2 against tonight with a strikeout. Also tapped one straight back to Gustafson. Dardar has his lead off of second. Gustafson looks back again, and delivers. Good pitch there. Thompson down the heart of the plate for strike one. A positive note for Esparza is he did not go down on strikes like so many of the other Crawdad hitters have tonight. He was not able to find a gap. Swing and a miss there from JT. And the Crawdad leadoff hitter for tonight is in an 0-2 hole. Dardar still standing over at second with 2 away. Top of the fifth, Crawdads down by 3. It is 4-1 Lincoln. 2-strike pitch, and instead a turnaround off the mound. Got to make sure you do that perfectly if you're a pitcher in the CCL. I've seen a lot of box spin called in this league this summer, especially in the Northern Division. 0-2 pitch from Shane. Swing and a miss by Thompson. A good heater from Gustafson, and the Crawdads not able to capitalize. They leave Dardar in scoring position over on second, and after 5 separate trips to the dish for the Crawdads, they're still just sitting on the 1 run, and they are down 4-1 here in Lincoln. Be right back with the bottom of the 5th inning here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. A new pitcher for the Crawdads, who are in a 3-run hole here in the bottom of the 5th. The new pitcher is Ryan Robinson. Foster Gifford's day is done. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs. First pitch is fouled away here by Haskins. It's Haskins, then David, and Forrester for the Potters. The 4 runs that Gifford gave up, he was only charged with 2 of them as earned. Did not walk any, did not strike out anybody either. This ball is popped up in the air. Chase Dabbs looking at it, and Dabbs will not be able to get to it. Bounces somewhere down around the Potters bullpen. And ball landed just in play, but really a long way for either Dabbs or Sparza to run to. Randall was also making a bid from his right field spot. Count 0-2 to Haskins, who's 1 for 2. Led off for the Potters tonight with a single right back up the middle. 0-2 pitch from Robinson is a strikeout pitch. Able to get Haskins swinging. And a little bit of a strange look from Haskins back towards Robinson, and then finally the out call from the umpire. I'm not sure what was going on there, but it was a very good pitch from Robinson. And that is the first strikeout for the Crawdads pitcher tonight. Oh, here is Jeffrey David, who's 0 for 2. And the first pitch from Robinson to the righty David misses. Gets away from Gallart as well. The count 1-0. This is Robinson's 8th appearance. Good fastball from Ryan. Robinson will be a junior at Cal State East Bay, so very close to where the Crawdads play in Moraga, California, on the campus of St. Mary's, Louis Gisto Field. That's the home field for the Dads. 1-1 pitch. Was able to get Jeffrey fishing there. Pitch well off the plate, and Robinson does have 4 pitches. He has a fastball, he has a curveball, he has a slider, he also has a changeup, so quite a few weapons in the arsenal for Robinson, the righty, to go to. Listed at 6 foot. Pitch misses outside. Count is even, 2-2 to David. Robinson does have an 8.73 ERA. Most of his appearances have been out of the bullpen. From Robinson is a breaking ball that was hung up, but not hit hard. It does bounce in front of Sam Hunt, though, in shallow left center. I think Hunt had a tough time gauging that. That'll be a 1-out hit for Jeffrey David. He's now 1 for 3. A little bit of a lazy bloop at Hunt, who playing in center, very shallow center here once again. But wasn't able to charge on and get the ball. Here's Garrett Forrester. First pitch to Forrester is good for a strike. Back pick attempt by Gallart. And a good job getting back to first by Jeffrey David. So the count 0-1. Garrett Forrester. Forrester had an RBI single back in the first. That allowed Trevor Haskins to come around and score. Robinson did record his 10th strikeout earlier in the inning. Throw from Gallart way offline over to second. It gets into the outfield, and Sam Hunt will just eat it and throw it to Pamelia, and that will be an error on Gallart. So an E2 on a very bad throw. The steal attempt probably would have been successful by David. Instead, he winds up on third instead of second after the E2. That's the 3rd error of the game for the Crawdads. 1-1 pitch from Robinson. Swing and a miss. Very good pitch there from Ryan. Robinson's last appearance was 6-4 victory against the San Francisco Seagulls. That was on July 7th. He pitched just 2/3 of an inning. And his longest outing of the summer was on June 12th, 3 innings. This pitch is lined on the ground. It gets by Pamilia, and that is an RBI single for Forrester. And got a feel for Robinson there, as that would have not been an RBI single had Gallart been online with the throw over to second. Instead, that allowed Jeffrey David to make it over to third, and then he just came around to score. So here is Chase Stanky, the designated hitter, left-handed bat against the right-hander Ryan Robinson. Pitch nearly gets away from Gallart. I think Gallart wanted it on the outer half of the plate. Instead, that came back inside. On the count, 1-0. Robinson's walked 7 batters this summer. Like to see him go multiple innings this game. Pitch is fouled away into the netting. Count even at 1-1. The last time I had a chance to talk to Ryan was at the end of last month on the back end of the road trip down south. That was, I believe, the Caneo Oaks game that he pitched in. That was back on June 19th. Pitched on July 1st, a 10-4 loss to Healdsburg. This pitch misses outside, count 2-1. To Chase Stanky, who is 0 for 3. Hit one back to the starter, Foster Gifford, in the bottom of the first. He grounded a ball over to Chase Dabbs, who was able to run and tag the bag in his second appearance. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the delivery from Robinson. This is hit on the ground to Pamilia. Underhands to Esparza for 1, and a beautiful throw by Esparza to Dabbs in time. An inning-ending double play, but the Lincoln Potters able to score 1. The errors are definitely a problem here in Lincoln tonight for the Crawdads. It is 5-1 Lincoln. Top of the 6th inning when we return. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the sixth. Crawdads are currently losing 5-1. There's a new pitcher for the Lincoln Potters. It is Matt Volker. A bunt is shown here by Sam Hunt. Was able to make contact, but it was foul. The count 0-1. Volker, a 5'10 lefty from Granite Bay, California. He'll be a senior over at Loyola Marymount. And check that, he'll actually be transferring to Baylor. So he'll be making the move from Southern California to Texas. 0-1 pitch to Hunt, misses inside. Count 1-1. He'll go from Loyola to become a Baylor Bear. Comes in with a 7.02 ERA. 1-1 pitch to Hunt. Hunt swings and misses. Makes a little bit of foul contact, but into the glove of Carson Blatnick. And Hunt down. 2 strikes to a ball, leading off. Top of the 6th. 1-2 pitch to Hunt. He watches it go by, and I don't know where that missed. That was a very good pitch there from Volker. Lucky for Hunt, it was a ball. And Blatnick turned around and had some words. The home plate ump. The count even at 2-2. Volker fires, and Hunt able to stay in the box with some foul contact. So the count will stay 2-2. 6th pitch from Volker coming right up. Volker's last appearance was on June 24th on the mound. We've also seen Volker play in the field. Very good bat. But a lefty arm is hard to find. This pitch runs in on Hunt. Unable to lift the arms and lean the body out of the way. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Crawdads have only had 1 inning so far where they've led off with a hit. That was Brandell. And this ball is hit back to Volker, who tosses to first. Thought for a second it might bounce over the head of Volker. He's just 5'10", but he was able to reach the glove up. And a full count. Hunt is out 1-3. So here is Jake Brandell. As I mentioned, he's been the only man to lead off a inning for Crawdads, registering a hit. Back in the 4th. First pitch to the righty Brandell from the lefty Volker. He's fouled away and count 0-1. But on June 24th against Healdsburg on the mound, Volker got the loss, pitched an inning and a third, gave up 3 earned runs, 5 hits, faced 9. 0-1 pitch. Brandell went after it. Good breaking ball from Volker, but Brandell, I think, knows he probably should have laid off. The final line on Gustafson, 5 innings pitched. Good for him. 4 hits given up, 1 run. It was earned. 8 strikeouts, faced 19 Crawdads. 0-2 pitch to Brandell. Brandell hits this on the ground. It finally gets to Furry over at third, and that high bounce, it just makes it so there's no play on the throw across the diamond. And that's the turf. That is a hit that, I mean, that would not be a hit anywhere else. But since this is artificial turf here, this ball just flies off the carpet straight into the air. And a guy who has above average speed like Jake Brandell can leg out a single. So we'll credit that hit to Brandell. But if we can give a little extra credit, we'll give it to McBean Park. Here is Chase Dabbs after the infield single. First pitch to the lefty Dabbs, misses low and inside. Dabbs does have the only RBI so far tonight for the Crawdads. That was an RBI triple in the first. He was hustling, and a pickoff move from Volker over to first, and nearly caught out there was Brandell. He was able to slide back in. But that was close. Volker, a lefty. Talked about it before on the broadcast. Some guys can really read out there, kind of look over and then throw. Other guys, they have to go back and forth between home plate and the first base bag. This pitch misses, count 2-0. So Volker looks like one of those guys who can look at his catcher, get the target in his head, and then lock in over at first base and decides whether he wants to pick a guy off or not. So very talented player to be able to do that. This ball is hit through the hole on the left side on the ground. And that will be back-to-back singles for the Crawdads with one away. Just evaded a diving Haskins. That ball was on the ground the entire time. Wasn't hit all that hard, but it was hit where Haskins was not. And the Crawdads have two runners on with one away, and Anthony Pamilia getting ready to take his hacks. Well, here's a good spot for Pamilia. He's got some power in the bat against the lefty Volker. And Dabbs is 2 for 3 now. First pitch to Pamilia, and Blatnick thought about throwing back over to first, did not. The count 1-0. Pamilia has been very good today in the field for the Crawdads. He's been the steadier of the two players on the left side of the diamond. Swing and a miss there by Anthony. Good pitch from Volker. And the count 1-1. On deck is Hayden Schott. Pamilia's 0 for 2. He came in batting .370. This is his 18th game. 1-1 pitch to Pamilia. That misses low, and the count 2-1. This is the first time the Crawdads have consistently been in the driver's seat against a Potter pitcher tonight. Obviously, Volker only the second man on the mound for Lincoln, but we're not able to get in these fortuitous positions with Shane Gustafson. 2-1 pitch to Pamilia. He makes a bid at this, is able to make some foul contact, but the ball is fouled out of play into the parking lot. One of the things here about McBean, it is a little bit similar in a way to Louis Gisto Field over at St. Mary's. The parking lot is right on top of the field. I mean, park at your own risk, but a beautiful place to come out and watch a game. They got the nice folding chairs with the bleachers that ring the rest of the stadium. And a pickoff over to, no throw from Volker. Turned around, faked the throw, held on to the ball. And the count will stay 2-2 to Pamilia with still one out. Brandell over on second, Dabbs on first. Pamilia with a chance to make something happen. Volker looks back and then fires. This is offline. Like a ball that was supposed to start outside, then come back in. It just stayed outside the entire time. Count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pamilia battling the shadows, giving everybody a little bit of a tough time in the batter's box. And the payoff pitch to Pamilia. Pamilia swings and will do 3-2 again. Like he may have fouled that off of his bootstrap there. It looks no worse for wear, and Pamilia will see another pitch. He knows Volker has to make a pitch. Volker does not want to walk the bases loaded. And it'll be interesting to see if Hayden Schott, who's a lefty playing DH tonight, does face the lefty Volker if he gets a chance to come up. 3-2 pitch. Pamilia fouls this back. A little bit of a battle going on here between Pamilia and Volker. The next pitch will be pitch number 8 in the AB. Seen Pamilia come up big in some spots this summer. Last month, he had a beautiful double here. He was able to score Ozawa Burns. Payoff pitch to Pamilia. Pamilia fouls this away. So this looks like it's going to be, it's definitely going to 9 pitches. 9 pitches coming up. The 9th pitch is coming up next, but This could get to 10 plus. At a point, it becomes a little funny between batter and pitcher. Both dugouts start to get pretty fired up during some of these battles. See if Familia is able to crack one here or stay alive. 3-2 pitch, misses outside, and after 9 pitches, Familia able to work a walk. So a very good job by Anthony at the plate, and that brings on the lefty Hayden Schott. I was wondering if manager Brant Cummings would pinch hit for Schott, as he will be going against the lefty Volker, but he has confidence in Hayden. Hayden, who came in batting over 300, he's right around 299 now after going 0 for 2 so far tonight, but with a knock here, he's a chance not only to pick up some RBIs, sitting at 12 right now, but he also has an opportunity to get back over that all-important 300 threshold. Well, meeting on the mound has adjourned. Everybody running back to their positions. The bases are juiced. Have 3 runners on. Brandell over at third, Dabbs at second, and Familia at first after the walk. After Sam Hunt hit it back to Volker, Volker looked like he was very comfortable. After the first out, Brandell singles, Dabbs singled, and then Familia with the walk, and now Hayden Schott, who's 0 for 2. There's a real chance here. He hits this, foul. Count 0-1. Hayden just needs to be patient here, and boy, you can see him looking pretty ginger on that right ankle right now, kind of using the bat as kind of a stilt or a cane, if you will, and boy, he still doesn't look like he feels great, and he's going to give it a go again. So the reason he's not in the outfield today is he did roll his ankle awfully bad. Actually, when he was in the dugout. So those dugouts in Healdsburg are like bunkers. They do not pass the safety codes. That's where Hayden hurt himself. 0-1 pitch to Schott. That bites the outside corner, and the count 0-2. Hayden's going to have to battle back here with the bases loaded, and the Crawdads needing every run they can get, trailing 5-1. Hayden going against a very tough left-handed pitcher, form of Matt Volker. Volker has his sign from Blatnick. Looks like they're going to try to go inside the Schott. Here's the pitch. Schott swings and misses. And that is the second out. The bases do stay loaded, but Schott goes down on 3 pitches, and I wonder if he's going to stay in the rest of the game as he is walking back slowly, clearly favoring one leg over the other. And here is the catcher, Mark Allard. So far tonight, the Crawdads have left 3 men on base. They do not want to leave 3 men on base in 1 inning. We'll see what Gallart, the righty, can do against the lefty Volker. Gallart goes after the first pitch he sees from Volker and fouls this into the screen. Count 0-1. 2 away. Brandell on third, Dabbs on second, Familia at first. Been too many times this summer where the Crawdads have left the bases loaded or have only scored 1 run in situations where they've had all 3 bases occupied. This pitch, a strike. The count 0-2 to Gallart. Gallart's going to have to fight here, going to have to claw and scratch. And it'll be a heck of a time for Gallart to get his 9th hit of the summer. Down to 0-2. To Matt Volker. 0-2 pitch from Volker. Gallart pokes at this into right field. Moving on it is Brando, who makes the catch right before the warning track. And the Crawdads had the bases loaded with 1 away and come up empty-handed after a strikeout of Hayden Schott and then a fly out to right from Mark Allard. That's just the way it's been going for the Crawdads at the plate lately. It's not been an issue getting on base. It has been a real struggle getting those runners over home plate. Now the Crawdads down 5-1. Bottom of the 6th coming up. They still are in this game. but the Bats have to get going. They are running out of time, down by 4 to the Lincoln Potters here on the Crawdads streaming network. Hey, Crawdads fans, we will be back in action at home at Louis Gisto Field on Sunday, July 18th against Berkovich Baseball. That'll be at 2 p.m. at St. Mary's College in Moraga, California. And that'll start off a string of 3 straight home games. On the 20th, Tuesday, at 4:30 p.m. against the Lincoln Potters. And on the 21st, Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. against the Solano Mudcats. Remember to bring your own creek and keep up with all things Crawdad Baseball on our Crawdad social media networks, as well as crawdadsbaseball.com. Bottom of the 6th inning, there's a new pitcher for the Crawdads. It is Nathan Pang. A short outing for Ryan Robinson. Robinson was able to go 1 inning, gave up 1 run, 2 hits. It was earned. Faced 4, struck out 1. First pitch from Pang is taken by Jason Brando. It's Brando, Holt, and Trey Furry for the Potters, who lead 5-1 here in Lincoln. Second pitch from Pang, that misses low and away, and the count 2-0. Pang still relatively new to the team here. This is only his 7th appearance of the summer. He's pitched 7 1/3 innings. 2-0 pitch, that misses outside and gets away from Gallart entirely, and Pang is behind 3-0. Saw Pang come in that game when it was 3-3 against the Potters on July 11th. And that pitch is called a ball as well. There was a check swing and then a late ball call. And on 4 pitches, Pang walks Brandau, the first man he sees. But actually, yes, Nathan Pang, he came into that game on July 11th. That was at home, 7-3 loss to the Potters, and the game was, I believe actually, it was either 3-3 or 4-3 when Pang came in, and fortunately had a few errors behind him. He ended up picking up the loss, as defense did not really help him out, and he wasn't able to find strikeout stuff that he's accustomed to having, especially over at UC Davis. He'll be a senior, the 6'2" Pang will. And seems to be a discussion between Grant Cummings, the home plate umpire, and then Ryan Stevens is walking over, and they're all standing around Mark Gallart. So, the woman down there standing next to Mark Gallart is actually the Potters trainers, one of them at least, and it appears that she's looking at Gallart's thumb, possibly when that ball got away from him. Maybe he jammed the thumb, something on the wrist area, but They're going to give Gallart some time here just to make sure he's okay. I know Zach Griffin, spoke to today, was not planning on catching today, as I think he knew Gallart was going to go. And I just heard manager Brant Cummings tell Zach Griffin, hey, get ready. So if that's any indication, it looks like Zach Griffin will come in for Mark Gallart. And he's now actually telling Griff to stay there, and we'll see if Gallart stays in or not when we return here with the Crawdads trailing 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network.
Looks like we nailed it.
All right, so the new pitcher, or catcher rather, the new pitcher on the mound is Nathan Peng. We have not seen him record an out yet, but the new catcher is Zach Griffin for the Crawdads, coming in for Mark Gallart, who obviously must have injured his thumb or the wrist. And after the, so actually just got news in the booth that looks like it might be a palm fracture. Boy, that is not what you want to hear for a catcher. The runner goes over to second. The throw from Griffin, who's going to be tested early here by the Potters. Looks like that hit the runner, and he'll be called safe. Ouch. Oh, Brandau, after drawing the walk, makes a attempt to steal second, then is drilled by Griffin. I'm sure Griffin was aware that they might try to test him as soon as he's coming in, a day that he was designated to have off by manager Brant Cummings, and the runner in scoring position. Looks like Brandau is okay, and the count is 1-0 to Mason Holt. The righty Holt had 1-0 with nobody out against the righty Nathan Peng. Peng has an ERA of 8.59, 10 strikeouts to only 5 walks. Peng looks back to second and steps off the rubber. And if anything, this will give Brandau just a little more time to recover. And it looks like we are back down to business here in Lincoln, California. The Potters lead 5-1. Peng looks back to second. Sparza moves, faking like he's going to cover. This ball is hit hard on the ground to Dardar, who looks back to second and then misses the throw over to first. It was offline. Dabbs had to come off the bag, then reach up to catch it. Tried to apply a tag. That is Dardar's second error of the game. I think the look over towards second, and Brandau, the runner, kind of took Dardar's focus off there. Dardar, who usually plays either shortstop or second, has not played at third base at all this summer, and that's becoming apparent as that is Dardar's second throwing error of the evening. Mason Holtz on first. And there are runners on the corners. Holt on first, Brandau over at third. Trey Furry in the box, and here's a steal of second by Mason Holt. That is 2 straight steals. this half inning in the bottom of the sixth for the Potters. And they are looking to pad their 4-run lead here against newly inserted Nathan Pang. And this pitch is hit high on the infield, and Esparza looking at it. Do not hear infield fly called. It's caught regardless, and that's the first out. So there's a good pitch by Pang. That was his 8th pitch of the evening. He's only thrown 1 strike. 2 now after that. But he walked Brando on 4 straight pitches. And the E5. Here is Carson Blatnick. First pitch to Blatnick misses for ball 1. So good job of getting rid of Trey Furry, though, who looks like he has been locked in tonight. Blatnick will be taking all the way here. And this ball is hit hard past Dabbs, and it gets under the glove of Dabbs, who had to dive down to make the block. 1 run does score. So Mason Holt crosses home plate. That's an RBI single. And Brando is on third. Good job by Blatnick to put the ball in play. Unfortunately for Dabbs, he was not able to slide down soon enough. You don't slide as easily on this stuff or with as much grace as you do on the dirt at some of the other stadiums, but Dabbs knows that's a play that he usually makes. Here is Drew Stahl. Righty against righty. First pitch to Stahl is a breaking ball that's offline. Still 1 away. It is now 6-1 Lincoln. After a game that like it was starting out so well for the Crawdads, it has really gotten away from them in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This misses low, and Griffin cannot throw to second because if he does, he knows that Brando will come home. So the free pass has to be given to Carson Blatnick. Good job by Griffin being aware that if he does throw to second, Brando will be headed home in a hurry. There are 2 runners in scoring position now with 1 away. And a pitch that misses as well, 3-0. Drew Stahl. And Trevor Haskins on deck. Pang has to throw a strike. 3-0 pitch. That misses high. Not going to get the job done. And the bases are loaded. That's Pang's 2nd walk of the inning. Walked Brando. And Mason Holt reached on the E5 from Dardar. Trey Furry popped out. And then the RBI single from Carson Blatnick. Now the walk of Drew Stahl. And it'll be Trevor Haskins with Jeffrey David on deck. So top of the order coming back around here with only 1 out. The bases loaded. You know, the Crawdads had a very similar situation last half inning. In the top of the 6th, they had the bases loaded with 1 out. And what ended up happening after the walk of Familia to load the bases, shot Cade, and then Gallart flew out to right field. Hopefully for the Crawdads and Walnut Creek, Nathan Pang is able to do the same thing as Matt Volker did, and getting a look at Gallart. First pitch here, swing and a miss by Trevor Haskins. Good fastball by Pang. He just got to go after these hitters. He has a very good fastball. His curveball is deceptive. And actually, I apologize. I believe this was Nathan Pang. It's actually Joshua Sanders. Tells you how good my eyes are. Oh, check that. Joshua Sanders is warming up. This is Nathan Pang. I got to take the cans off sometimes. The people here in the booth in Lincoln have been wonderful. Lucky to be here. Nice air conditioning. Yes, Joshua Sanders is warming up. Peng induces a ground ball. Dardar tags third, then throws over to first, and that'll be an inning-ending double play. A good job by Dardar. The force was in effect at all bases. And he stepped on third for one, then threw over to first. A good job there by Seth, and a good job by Peng to work himself out of the bases-loaded jam. But another run conceded, and it is 6-1 Lincoln. As Joshua Sanders is warming up in the pen, see if he comes in the 7th for Peng, as Peng had to throw 18 pitches and was only able to throw 5 strikes, check that, 5 strikes in the bottom of the 6th inning, 5 strikes to 14 balls. Uphill battle for the Crawdads here in Lincoln. They're down by 5. It is 6-1. Potters will be right back with more Crawdads baseball when we return. Welcome back to Crawdads baseball. Still Matt Volker on the mound. Crawdads just the 1 run, 6 runs for the Potters, so 5 runs to make up here for Walnut Creek. The 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. First pitch to Dardar, who ended last inning with a great double play with the bases loaded. Was able to tag third with his foot and then throw over to first. And he is ahead 1-0. 1-0 pitch to Dardar. Dardar swings on a breaker. Ends up right around the, would be dirt. Keep wanting to say dirt, but yes, this is artificial dirt. It's turf that's painted to look like dirt. 1-1 pitch. Another swing and a miss. Back-to-back bids at good breaking balls by Volker, and Dardar comes up empty. Not only is he getting caught way out in front, but curveballs are right around the ankles. 1-2 pitch on the way to Dardar. He hits this up the middle, and that gets by Volker, who thought about bare-handing it and then pulled the hand back. Do not want to hurt the pitching hand, especially in a summer league game. But Dardar has a leadoff single. Dardar is 2 for 3 in the 8th spot tonight. I think the only reason he's batting down there is, as I said, he's battling back from concussion and just a few things from the hit he had with Ozawa Burns up in Healdsburg. But he's been very good at the plate. Here's the first pitch to Esparza, who tries to hit this the other way, and instead it lands over by the Potter bullpen. As I said earlier, the bullpens are open here, so you got to look alive if you're down there throwing. The Potters do have one guy throwing for sure and another guy stretching, and actually just like maybe a little bit of. And Dardar will come around second, head into third, and that will be a single for Sammy Esparza that is able to advance Dardar over to third base. And there are runners on first and third with nobody out. Crawdads need to get going here in a hurry. Back-to-back singles, and here is Jordan Thompson, who's 0 for 3. He is due this evening. Has a pair of strikeouts, one swinging, one looking. The most recent was in the fifth. That was swinging. That was in Shane Gustafson's last inning of work. Potters are on pitcher number 2, Matt Volker. The lefty delivers. This misses high and away to Thompson. Count 1-0. It seems like Volker has thrown more balls than his predecessor did, Gustafson, but the ratio is not out of whack. It's 25-12, so he's 2-1. But to put that in perspective, Gustafson was about 4-1 strikes to balls. I mean, he was just pouring it in the bucket tonight. 1-0 pitch to Thompson. Thompson hits this on the ground over to Haskins. Haskins to second for one, and a run does score, but a double play results off the bat of Jordan Thompson. So Jordan Thompson hits into the 6-4-3 double play. Dardar does come around to score, so it is 6-2. But you hate to trade 2 outs for 1 run, especially when you're down by 5, now down by 4, and here's Sam Hunt. First pitch, swung on and missed, count 0-1. Hunt takes outside, count is even at 1-1. So we had the single from Dardar, the single from Esparza that in a deeper park may have scored Dardar, but a really good job getting to it by David Jeffrey. So Dardar had to hold at third, and this ball was lined straight to Garrett over at first base. Forster makes the catch, and a hard hit ball, but right at the first baseman of the Potters. The Crawdads able to score their second run of the game. The long drought between the first run and the second run was 6 innings, so it took, or 5 innings rather, it took until the 7th inning for the Crawdads to score their second run, but they trail 6-2. Heading into the bottom of the 7th, the RBI came by way of a 6-4-3 double play from Jordan Thompson. That was good enough to score Seth Dardar. But like I said before, you don't want to trade 2 outs for 1 run. And that's the way it's been going for Walnut Creek as of late. And they still have a tough battle ahead here in the 8th and 9th. Bottom of the 7th coming right at you on the Crawdads streaming network. And welcome back to Crawdads Baseball. First hitter taken care of, 5-3. So that'll bring on Garrett Forrester after Jeffrey David. So here is Garrett Forrester, who had a hard hit ball at him to end the top of the 7th. Pitch from Pang is low. Good efficient start to the bottom of the 7th for Nathan Pang. 1 pitch and an out. Now 2 pitches. And here's the 3rd pitch of bottom of the 7th from Nathan. That's a good breaking ball for strike 1. Count is even, 1-1. Garrett Forrester, who is 2 for 3 with a couple of RBI singles. Been a good night for him. Potters lead 6-2. This pitch just misses outside to the righty Forrester. And the count, 2-1. And that brushes him. And that's a hit by pitch from Pang to Garrett Forrester. Well, there will be a pinch hitter for the Potters. Instead of Chase Stanky, it'll be Cameron Carr. Stanky went 0 for 3 tonight and batted into an inning-ending double play back in the bottom of the 5th. Carr, a right-handed batter, with 1 away, has a runner over on first to work with. This pitch to Carr misses low for ball 1. I see Pang get ahead of some hitters here. The righty has had a propensity this evening to be battling from behind. I'd like to see him get ahead with a strike. 1-0 pitch, jams Carr. That'll land in foul territory and actually out of play onto the tarp that covers, I believe, one of the stretching areas for the Potters. The count even at 1-1. Carr 11 for 33 this summer, so even I can do that math. He's batting .333 with a homer and 5 RBIs. Not a bad man to come in and pinch hit for a guy who is 0 for 3. A good choice by manager Ryan Stevens. And the 1-1 pitch swung on and missed by Carr. Kind of flailing at that one, running away from him. And 1 ball and 2 strikes to the pinch hitter. Forrester just standing off of first. 1-2 pitch is hit on the ground to Pamilia. Pamilia tosses to Esparza for 1. Esparza makes a throw over to first. That is wide of the bag. And luckily for Chase Dabbs, it bounces back in off the walling and fencing near the Potter dugout. Could have been a double play. Instead, an error on Esparza. Tried to make a jump throw coming off of the bag at second. Don't see Esparza play a lot of second base. It's been a little rough for him out there. It's also been tough for Dar at third. Pang makes a throw that is outside to Jason Brando, who has an RBI single. Also reached on an error, and he walked in the 6th. Next pitch will be Pang's 30th. This misses inside for ball number 2. 10 strikes to 20 balls for Nathan Pang. Want that ratio to go the other way. You'd like it 2-1 strikes to balls, not 1-2. But there are 2 outs, and the 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed. That's the good stuff that Pang has. Pang has done a good job of getting to 2 outs so far this half inning. The defense, which is usually rock solid, at least early in games for the Crawdads, has just been filled with the errors. Been a lot of problems tonight. 2-1 pitch. That misses low. And Griffin looks pretty comfortable behind the dish, even though, as I mentioned, he was not expecting to play. Actually had a look at Gallart's hand. He was walking down near the concourse. He has a big bag of ice right on it, on the catching hand, too. So it is not Good for Mark Gallart. This pitch misses low and inside, and that is a walk to Brando. That is Pang's third walk that he has surrendered to the Potters. He's only pitched 1 2/3 innings so far. He's looking to finish his second inning if he can get one more out, but here comes Mason Holt, who had a sacrifice RBI back in the fourth. He's 0 for 3, did reach first on an error by Seth Dardar. First pitch from Pang is a curveball that he cannot get on top of. And it's 1-0. That was a good job by Ryan Robinson and Foster Gifford to deal with Mason Holt. 1-0 pitch to Holt. Holt hits this high, but on the infield, and it looks like Pang's going to field this himself. He does. He makes the catch for out number 3. So a clean inning pitch there by Nathan Pang. And the game stays 6-2. Pang giving the Crawdads a chance, down by 4, heading in to the 8th inning. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads streaming network. Count 1-1 to Brandell. And the pitch from Volker misses low. Count 2-1. Brandell struck out in the first. He went down looking against the starter Shane Gustafson, and then had a single in the fourth as well as in the sixth. So 2 for 3. Like to keep that going. 2-1 pitch to Jake. Check swing and called a strike. I don't think Brandell went around, so that pitch did tick the zone. And the count even at 2-2. Right now, the righty Brandell, then the lefty Dabbs, and then another right-handed bat, Anthony Pamilia. Crawdads down 6-2 and this ball is chopped foul. And count stays 2-2. Must have hit the plate. And actually, a ball came in from the bullpen, which completely halted action. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man here in the top of the 8th. Brandell swings, hits this hard into left center. Moving on it is David Jeffrey. And that is up against the wall, and that'll be a leadoff double for Brandell. It looked like for a second it kind of got pinned in the corner between the brewing advertisement out there and then where the warning track merges into the base of the wall. And Jeffrey, who was on a dead all-out sprint for it, had to reach down and fire it back in as fast as he could. Luckily for the Potters, he was able to do that rather quickly. So Brandell will have a second instead of a double instead of a triple. He'll be at second. And Brandell is 3 for 4. Great night for him. And he's probably hoping the rest of his teammates can get in on the act. Chase Dabbs now batting. He has an RBI triple. That was all the way back in the first. The Crawdads did have a brief lead in this game, and I mean brief. They were up 1-0 after the top of the first inning. It was 2-1 after the first inning. They've been trailing ever since. 6-2. Lincoln, first pitch was fouled away by Chase Dabbs. Volker has just thrown 47 pitches. That was pitch number 47. He's coming up on 50. Pretty quick, 32 strikes to 15 balls. He's been efficient out of the pen. 0-1 pitch, that's a strike. Right around the knees, down the center, and Dabbs elected not to go after it. There's a ball there that Dabbs probably take the other way or hit back up the middle. And this pitch is swung on and missed in the dirt and actually foul tipped by Dabbs. So it looked like a little bit of contact was made. It was a huge hack by Chase. He was able just to tick the baseball there. But he's still down 0-2. Volker has the sign from his catcher and a good breaking ball that gets Dabbs swinging and missing. A good 0-2 pitch from Volker, and Dabbs strikes out for the first time tonight. And here is Anthony Pamilia. So that's the first time tonight that Chase Dabbs has not reached base. It was 2 for 3, but one time he did not register a hit. He actually reached first on an E6. Here is Anthony Pamilia. First pitch to Pamilia. He cannot hit the outside corner. Count 1-0. Seen pitchers go after that spot. It started with Gustafson, who was really pounding the outer half of the plate consistently for the Potters. And that part of the zone has been open for the pitchers. 1-0 pitch, and the ball did not come out of Volker's hand. And that'll be a balk. Boy. What happened there? If he stumbled off the mound and then decided not to throw it and hold on and just take the balk instead. I mean, if he throws it and drills it into the ground and it kind of flies towards the or rolls towards the on-deck circle of the Crawdads, I'm sure Brandell would have come around to score, but that was weird. Hopefully Volker's okay out there too. 1-0 pitch. This misses outside. Job by Blatnick getting in front of it. Count 2-0. And that was interesting. He kind of fell off the mound, did a little twirl. It was a violent balk. Usually you don't see balks that are that intense. 2 balls, no strikes. Volker looking to put strike number 1 up, and he does. Induces a swing and a miss from Pamilia. Count 2-1 with 1 away. And Brandell standing over at third. He's been in scoring position all inning. 2-1 pitch. This misses outside, and all the leverage is in the batter's box with the Crawdad shortstop, Anthony Pamilia. He's up 3-1 against Volker. 3-1 pitch to Pamilia, who drills this on the ground up the middle, and that'll be a run. The Crawdads inch closer. It is 6-3. Good piece of hitting there, and a 3-1 count by Pamilia. Brandel comes home, and that balk indeed proves to be a troublesome one for the Potters, and Matt Volker on the mound. Here's Hayden's shot. Crawdads now down by 3. It's 6-3. So they scored one in the 7th. They now have one in the 8th. And shot goes after the first pitch he sees. This will be blooped high, but caught by Furry behind third base. And there are 2 away. Shot decides to swing at the first pitch at him. He's now 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts as well. So shot. Gotta admire the guy for going out there and playing while he's a little banged up, but you can tell the swing is not where it usually is for Hayden. And as Gallart had to be taken out of the game, here's Zach Griffin. Griffin swings at the first pitch he sees from Volker, and ball is tossed from the shortstop to the second baseman, so an easy play for Haskins. Over to Stahl at second. And that is the 3rd out in the top of the 8th. But the Crawdads able to get one back. It's 2 straight innings where they've scored a run. And they'll look to make it 2 straight where they do not concede a run. It is 6-3 Lincoln, bottom of the 8th. Right around the corner here against the Potters on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Crawdads would like to congratulate Trevor Warner, Diego Muniz, Ula Iverson, Tommy Scavone, and Curran Ozawa Burns for their selection in last night's CCL Showcase game down in Compton, California at the MLB Youth Academy. Once again, congratulations to Trevor, Diego, Ula, Tommy, and Curran. All right, welcome back to Crawdads Baseball. Nathan Pang's night is over. In his stead will be Joshua Sanders. Pang was able to go 2 innings, gave up an earned run, walked 3. That was really the only trouble. He only gave up 1 hit. Faced 11. First pitch from Sanders, fouled away. And Trey Furry down 0-1. The new man on the mound. The 4th pitcher of the night for the Crawdads. Joshua Sanders. Sanders misses with his second pitch. Count is now 1-1. Haven't seen a whole lot of Sanders, and this pitch is behind Furry. Boy, that's scary. 2-1. That was not intentional. And going to get interesting here. I think that one just slipped out of the hand of Joshua. This is only Sanders' 6th appearance this summer, a 2.45 ERA, so he has been accurate. This pitch is hit hard and high into right center. Moving on it is Brandell, who has it at the warning track for out number 1. I thought that ball had a chance, but it has cooled down a little bit here, and the wind is completely gone. I mean, mentioned before, it is a very small ballpark in terms of the depth. 314 down the lines, 380 in center. Oh, a good crack of the bat, and you really think the ball does have a chance to leave. This pitch, good for strike number 1. The catcher, Carson Latnick, allowed out number 1. And then on deck is Drew Stahl. Check swing, fouled hard into the wood that kind of rings around the diamond here. One of the parks just like Healdsburg Prune Packers, where they play. Also wood. 0-2, which is foul, and the count stays 0-2. Blatnick has had a good night. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI single. Also has a double. And Sanders ready to go. 2-strike pitch from Sanders, and Blatnick able to stay alive. Foul tip. Potters lead 6-3. 2-strike pitch. Here, swing and a miss. A good one from Sanders. Oh, that's Blatnick's first strikeout of the night. It is also the first strikeout that Sanders registers in his so far brief appearance out of the pen. And here is the 9-hitter, Drew Stahl. He's hit into a double play. He's also walked. He's 1 for 2. And the first pitch he sees, he fouls away, out of play, a hard foul ball. See, Sanders is bringing the heat. Sanders will be a sophomore at Texas Tech. 6'4", 180. Boy, think about how hard he'll throw when he fills that frame out. 0-1 pitch from Sanders. It's hit on the ground over to Dardar, who fields it off the hop and gets up, does not throw it in time. And in fact, in the ground, it's spiked and gets away from Dabbs. And it probably would have been 2 bases no matter what once the ball got by Dabbs. A Herculean effort there by Esparza to try to make a jump throw back to second, and the covering Anthony Pamilia, but to no avail. So that'll be an error on Dardar. It would have been a single no matter what, but the Dardar had an error. He should have just ate the ball rather than trying to throw over to first, as Stahl did beat it out. So an infield single and then an error after the fact. There's a pitch here to Haskins that misses far outside to the righty shortstop for the Potters. Are 2 away, but Stahl over on second. And 1 ball, no strikes. A look back to second by Sanders, and he fires. This ball is roped into center. And that'll be an insurance run. The lead is back to 4, as that's an RBI single for Trevor Haskins. Oh, the errors on Dardar have been crucial moments in this game for the Crawdads. Unfortunately, all of the runners who have been able to advance via error into scoring position have scored for the Potters tonight. Stahl reached first with the single, but then got second because of the error. And a good pitch here from Sanders to Jeffrey David. That's 6 errors tonight for the Crawdads. That is by far the high for the season. The previous high was, I believe, 4. And this pitch misses outside. Count 1-1. So an error-filled game for Walnut Creek. That's why they find themselves down 7-3. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Sanders delivers a big swing and a miss there from Jeffrey David. He went down to a knee for a moment, and he's down 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. That misses. A throw from Griffin, not in time. And count will be 2-2 as another stolen base for the Potters. That one for Trevor Haskins. The base paths have been lit up tonight by Lincoln. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sanders looking to find a way out of this inning and give the Crawdads a chance down by 4 in the 9th. Payoff pitch. It's a breaking ball that did not reach the inner half of the plate in time. That is a walk. So after getting the fly out from Trey Furry into center and then into right center that Brandell was able to track down, and then the strikeout of Carson Blatnick. Drew Stahl reaches first on an infield single. The fielding error by throwing error by Seth Dardar allowed him to get over to second. An RBI single from Trevor Haskins, and now a walk issued by Sanders to Jeffrey David. First pitch here to Forrester. Good for strike 1. Forrester 2 for 3, has been hit by a pitch, but more importantly, he does have 2 RBI singles by his name tonight. 0-1 pitch to Forrester, who hits this hard into left field. Moving on it is Thompson, and that gets down. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and that is a 2 RBI double here in the bottom of the 8th. For the Lincoln Potters. This game has gotten out of control here, and it is now 9-3. The Crawdads were trying to claw back in the 7th and the 8th. At one point it was 6-3, then 1 run came in. That you can deal with that, but now it's 9-3, and still a runner in scoring position after that 2 RBI double by Garrett Forrester. It's a 4 RBI day for him. He is crushing the Crawdads pitchers. Pitch here misses inside. Cameron Carr. This is his second at-bat of the evening. He came in to pinch hit for Chase Stanky. 1-0 pitch to Carr. Carr hits this over to Dabbs. Dabbs will just take it over to first base himself for the final out in the bottom of the 8th. But the Potters able to score 3. They answer the Crawdads 1 from the top of the 8th. And Garrett Forrester's 2 RBI double, along with the error committed by Seth Dardar, just the 2 big moments in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that is why the Crawdads trail by 6 heading into the top of the 9th. The last 3 outs, the last 3 bullets for the Crawdads coming up. Hopefully they can get it done. We'll see, but it's got to start with getting guys on base. Walnut Creek baseball will be right back in just a few moments. Crawdads down by 6, 9-3 Lincoln. Ryan Bruno on the mound for the Potters. He's ahead 0-1 to Seth Dardar. Dardar fouled the first pitch away. This pitch misses low and away. This is Bruno's 8th appearance. Has thrown 11 2/3 innings, has struck out 28 and walked only 7. A 1.54 ERA. No save on the line for Bruno. This ball jams Dardar, who's able to fight it off. He is now down 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crawdads trail 9-3 here in the top of the 9th. Crawdads have 3 runs on 10 hits, but the 6 errors have been a killer for Walnut Creek. Lincoln with 9 runs, 12 hits, and only 1 error. 1-2 pitch to Seth, who lets it go, and lucky for him, not called a strike. Some of the fans did not like it, but the pitch was, I believe, a bit high. To count even at 2-2. Dardar has a couple of singles tonight. He's 2 for 3, looking to go 3 for 4. 2-2 pitch to Seth. Seth swings and misses on a good high fastball from Bruno. Strikeouts have been a problem for the Crawdads batters against this Potters pitching staff. An 8 by Gustafson, then 2 by Volker, and now 1 for Bruno. So that's 11 total. And here's Sammy Esparza. Esparza singled back in the 7th. He has had a tough day in the infield, a couple of errors, and swing and a miss there from Sammy on a good power pitch low in the zone. He cannot catch up, and even if he does, I think that might just be a ground ball straight to one of the infielders, possibly right over to third base. Count 0-1 to Sammy. He takes for a strike, and it is now no balls and 2 strikes to the Crawdad shortstop. Things hold the way they are. Gustafson will be the winner for the Potters. 0-2 pitch. This misses high and inside, and the loser will be Foster Gifford. You have to go 4 innings to qualify for a record, either the loss or the win. So to be the pitcher of record, you have to go at least 4 innings in the CCL. Both pitchers did. 1-2 pitch to Esparza, who goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts recorded here by Ryan Bruno. Crawdads down to their last out. And the last chance will be Jordan Thompson. Can't get 6 runs back all at once, so you're going to have to at least get on base. Thompson's 0 for 4 today with a few strikeouts himself. And the lefty Bruno misses high with a heater. He is throwing hard. There's no velo gun here on the board in the stadium at McBean Park, but you can just tell from the sound of the glove popping, and even there, that ball hitting the top of the backstop, how hard Bruno is throwing. Swing and a miss on a good fastball that was a little bit lower there by Thompson. And Bruno is just pumping it right by Crawdad hitters. You can tell he's looking for the strikeout. He's already has 30 strikeouts now this summer after striking out the first 2 batters here. Another high fastball up around the shirt collar of Thompson. Thompson cannot lay off. And the count 1-2. And there's a chance for a potential strikeout here, which would mean the side has been struck out for not only the second time tonight, but to end the game. 1-2 pitch to Thompson from Bruno on the way. Here it is. Thompson takes. This misses high into the netting and actually startled a few fans down there who were sitting right behind home plate. Definitely got to have netting for a guy like Bruno on the mound, because even if a foul ball is hit that screams off to the right or the left, it's going to come off with a lot of velocity Got to be aware. 2-2 pitch to Thompson. Thompson breaks the bat, and he will try to leg out a single. The throw from Furry, not in time. So a broken bat infield single that was legged out by Thompson. And the bat made it to the pitcher's mound. The ball was charged by Trey Furry over from his third base spot. But a good job by Thompson, not giving in, not giving up. And the Crawdads avoid striking out 3 in a row to end the game, and they are still alive. So here is Sam Hunt after Thompson's able to reach first. And actually it'll be a pinch hitter. It's going to be, looks like Kern Ozawa Burns. Indeed, it will be Ozawa Burns for the center fielder, Sam Hunt. Wonder will he'll stay if the Crawdads do somehow manage to tie this game up. They are still down 9-3. First pitch to Ozawa Burns, misses high and outside. Curran was selected to the showcase team for the Northern Division. However, he did not play, elected to not play in the game. Has not been entirely healthy, but is trying to get there. 1-0 pitch to Curran. Curran takes a big rip at it and misses, but if you ever do come out to Louis Gisto Field and you're there early for a game, you've got to watch Ozawa Burns take BP. I mean, he has big league power. So if he gets a hold of a ball here, he can do some damage. 1-1 pitch from Bruno to Curran. Curran takes high, and the count 2-1. Ozawa Burns hitting .298 with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. And there are 2 balls, 1 strike on the pinch hitter, Kern Ozawa Burns, who swings through a good fastball from Bruno. Kern's just trying to connect. And that fastball from Bruno just gets up on you so quick. And you compound that with him being a lefty. Kern's got to get the bat going quick. You got to think that the fastball is coming once again from Bruno. 2-2 pitch to Kern, who swings and misses. The Crawdads lose 9-3 here in Lincoln. Not the start that they wanted to get off to, coming off the showcase break. They had the days off. They tried to get refocused. The Lincoln Potters have now won 8 of their last 9. The Crawdads have lost 5 in a row. They fall to 12.5 back. The Potters gained some distance on both Walnut Creek and Solano. They will be 6.5 back now, as Healdsburg is not in action tonight. Neither is Solano. So the Crawdads lose a game. The Potters gain a game, and they win 9-3. The winning pitcher is Shane Gustafson, who was able to toss 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run only. It was earned. That was all the way back in the first, and it looked like the Crawdads were getting off to a good start. He didn't walk anybody, struck out 8, faced 19 batters. Foster Gifford for the visiting Crawdads. For your Crawdads, pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned. It was a better outing than he had against Healdsburg in his last outing, where he was only able to go 3 1/3 and gave up 9. So there was some progress made there. He faced 18, did not walk anybody, did not strike anybody out. Not the most effective pitcher tonight for the Crawdads was actually Ryan Robinson, who went an inning, gave up a run, did give up 2 hits. He looked good. Sanders also did admirably out of the pen until it got a little out of control. Nathan Pang, the strikes and balls were out of whack. He finishes with a 2-to-1 ball to strike ratio, so 1 to 2 strikes the balls. He actually only gave up a run. It was earned, but the control was not there. But the real killer for the Crawdads tonight, who fall 9-3, it was the 6 errors. I mean, if you're looking at anything else, if you're looking at maybe the way the strike zone was, if you're looking maybe the bats weren't there, take all that away. You look at the 6 errors. That is why Walnut Creek lost tonight. You cannot commit 6 errors, especially on the road. You can't do it at home, but if you do it on the road against a team that is hot like Lincoln, you will lose 9 out of 10 times. You might take 1 away, but 6 errors are an absolute backbreaker, especially for a team like Walnut Creek, who's trying to find their footing, is looking to get back on track after the showcase break. So once again, the Crawdads lose 9-3 here in Lincoln, California. We'll be back in action tomorrow against the Yuba Gold Sox, and then on the 17th as well against Yuba. Both those games will be broadcast at 7 p.m. here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Once again, the final score for the Crawdads, 3 runs, 11 hits, 6 errors, and Lincoln, 9 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. So 9-3 Lincoln, Crawdads fall. And you have just watched Crawdad Baseball on the Crawdads streaming network.